night has come back. Let's get to it.
La 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 la.
Welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I will be your host for the evening. My name is Elemen2al. Happy Monday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. We do this every Monday, as we have been for the past 176 weeks. Can you dig it? Oh my goodness, but here we are yet again. We're going to keep it rolling. We do this every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. If you're watching on one of these streams and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number is on your screen. It is 279-995-364. Trust and believe it is a different world inside the Zoom. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. Don't believe me? You're about to find out. We do this week after week thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills. All right, so we would like to thank the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, the Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust for hosting our free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to neweurekan.org/contribute or by hitting the Cash App at $ New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be. Trust and believe. Make sure you are plugging in with the squad. Shout out C4. We bomb atomically. All of these poets are phenomenal. Do yourself a favor and plug in with all of them. This is where you can find me. Websites back in business, coming very soon. Plug in, lots of things going on. Tonight's theme, native tongue, code talkers. This is really about how important speaking your native tongue is. Right? The significance of speaking your original language and how it connects with, your culture, your ancestry, right? Part of this is National Code Talkers Day. They used a Navajo language in World War II to move around against the Axis. So it really is about using your natural language in the best way. Also code switching, you know what I mean? Double consciousness, all of that. We are looking forward to hearing all of that. If your poem is not on theme tonight, that's still totally cool. We are still looking forward to you rocking out this evening, all right? Next week's theme coming at y'all. It's a little, but let's do it. When in Rome, the hot Augustus summer. This is about how the Roman Empire still impacts us today. A little strange, right? But when I started looking around just about how much we still use that influence, it's more than you might think. So bring your energy next week, because some of the things that we know, right? It was a time in a space where things were a bit more simpler, but very turbulent. You know what I mean? But some of the things that we know, things that are in our lexicon now, like Constantine, like the Battle of Carthage, like Maximus, like Cicero, right? All came from Rome, all came from their empire. And they were rocking from 8th century BC. Been a while. So do some research, plug in next week. When in Rome, you know what the rest is. So plug in. All right, let's get to the rules so we can get to the poetry. Poets, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic as much as possible. Plus, we love to see the beautiful expression that goes into your poetry delivery. All right. Plus, I want to see if you freak out these backgrounds or not. Make sure you are changing your Zoom name to coincide with how you want people to connect with you. And before or after you get down, make sure you're plugging your information into the chat so folks can plug in with all that you do. As you're getting ready, poets, have your poems ready. All right. If you're going analog, dog ear the page. If you're going digital, have it pulled up. If you're using music, totally cool. Make sure it's original music. Don't want the agents of the interweb interfering with our streams in any way. All right. So make sure it's original music. If you're playing music, make sure it's original sound. All right. Original music, original sound, and we're good to go. Poets, you got 3 minutes to rock. All right. And a 30-second intro. All right. Let the folks know how they can find you and connect with all the things you got going on. Please respect the folks, respect your community members who are coming up later in the show. All right. Please keep that 3 minutes in mind. All right. We have reached night 30 for the babies, y'all. The founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure it maintains in every vein of what we do. Therefore, there is no censorship. Other than any ism or any hate speech that people may use to manipulate, which will not, I said not, be tolerated. There is no censorship. I continue to say poetry is a living, breathing trigger warning. There are explicit lyricists in our community. Some people will use some language that may cause triggering flashbacks. Be warned. This is what we do, and we do it for real. This is a true call and response space. After you hear the poets get up here and rip out a part of who they are, they open up, they bleed all over this screen. You will see this pop up. This is when you get a chance to let the folks know, let the community know, let the poets know that you are in here, you have felt what they've done. Share that energy with the room, share it with the poets. All of that energy will be returned to you in their poetic performance. Don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's Monday night. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway. So make sure you are sharing it with the room. The list tonight is closed. Sign up begins 24 hours before the show. To sign up, you go to neweurekan.org. You click on full events calendar. You click on the Monday that you want to get down on. You need an artist RSVP ticket. It's the only way that you can get on the guaranteed list, and they don't even populate until 24 hours before the show. So plug in. Also going on in the brick and mortar, the Monday night open mic, hosted alternately by Felicia Cade and Soul Preem, both super dope poets. And Wednesday night, same deal, hosted by J Rose and the Beebs. Shout out C4, crazy, incredible poets. Thursday night online, hosted by La Bruja. Make sure you are plugging in. Friday night with Jive. Shout out Paco. Listen, it is crazy. Make sure you plug in. If you can go in there, make sure you fall through. And right after Jive is the open mic with Chavez. Coming up very soon, the Mona Passage. All right, coming up later this month. Make sure you plug in. Also, the block party is coming. So many things going on. Look, the history of the cafe, 50 years. There's so much going on. If you can fall through the block party, make sure you do. It's gonna be incredible, no doubt. Tonight's list. Look at this, 176 weeks and new voices are still coming through. Let's get to it, y'all. There's all my rowdy friends here on Monday night. Oh my goodness. It is so great to see all of y'all. I wait all week just to get to right here, just to get to this moment. As I am posting the list in the chat, let's get to it, y'all. Starting us off the way only deadpan can. Beanie blessings indeed. Books on books on books herself. The one and only deadpan Lizzie is here. Come on, Lizzie, unmute yourself. Set us off this evening. You know what it is. Take it away.
Thank you. Beanie blessings to you, RMT, and our community. ElizabethSophiaStrauss.com. This is some verse. It's called I Know Better. Mentally, the sweat trickled down my back. My pores not closed, but standoffish. The sea salt did not sting, but remains potent. A bridge I hesitantly crossed, always will. Footsteps not heavy, yet not soft. I swam through murky waves to face my fears and reality. Underwater trains of my life never stop running. The currents that brushed up against my skin understand me much better these days. I see them as life lessons instead of stressful. I thought about the paved roads that were not, the invisible gates we put up for safety and structure when that will never exist. Bravery I cannot create during hurricane season. The future I want to dig up from the rocks beneath my other blue blankets. My soul stopped and I could not see my constellations reflecting in the deep end. When I give myself permission to not overthink, I find them up above, connecting and splashing around in the shallow ends. They are not ready to dry off, but want to dive into cleaner channels. We cannot stay bereaved forever. Let thunderstorms trap us. And this is in Yiddish. Ich weiß besser. I know better. Thank you.
You know, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And that's how you set it off, Lizzie. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Deadpan Lizzie.
Thank you.
Beautiful, Lizzie. So nice. So beautiful.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
No, I always appreciate when you come through, Lizzie. You know, Lizzie shares some stuff with me this evening, and she may be stepping away for a second, but make sure you send your positive energy to Lizzie for a fast recovery. Appreciate you, Lizzie, and all the energy that you bring to Monday nights and always setting it off the only way Deadpan can. Appreciate it. All right, coming up next, this incredible poet continues to come through and do just some phenomenal things. All right, one of the most incredible writers I think I've ever been around in my life. The one and only Jeff Cottrell is here. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you and connect with all the incredible things you do. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
All right, so find me at jeffcottrell.com and Facebook and Twitter, and I am now on Instagram. I just joined very recently, so find me at jeffcottrell73 on Instagram. So I will read a poem that some of you have heard, but it is now published in this anthology all the way from Scotland, Blotter's Jotters. And it's kind of a late Valentine piece. It's called An Honest Proposal. My dear, my love, please accept my hand in marriage. There's nothing more romantic I can think of. Just think of it. Think of the lovely life we'll share. Think of the rapturous wedding we'll hold. Think of the passionate honeymoon. Think of the limitless lovemaking. Think of the joy of stepping into our first house. Think of the tears we'll shed when our first child is born. Think of the pride we'll feel watching our child grow up. Think of the slightly fewer tears we'll shed when our second child is born. Think of the stretch marks you'll have. Just think of it. Think of the years of family dinners spent together. Think of the birthday parties and Christmas mornings. Think of the endless school hockey games and plays. Think of the countless sibling fights we'll break up. Think of the disappointing report cards. Think of the minimal amount of tears we'll shed when our third child is born. Think of the neglect our middle child will suffer. Think of the times our middle child will act out because of our neglect. Think of the moment the cop will tell us our middle child has been arrested for vandalism. Just think of it. Think of the dull daily routine into which our lives will plummet. Think of the day we'll stop going out without the children. Think of the evening sitting in front of the TV and never speaking to each other. Think of the passive-aggressive verbal jabs we'll poke at each other. Think of the moment we'll forget what we saw in each other in the first place. Think of the screaming arguments our children will overhear when they're in bed. Think of the slamming doors and hurled plates. Think of the silent treatments and insincere apologies. Think of the therapy bills our children will pay. Just think of it. Think of the night I'll catch you receiving cunnilingus from my brother's weightlifting trainer. Think of the condescending tone you'll adopt to mock my sexual inadequacy. Think of the tiny basement apartment into which I'll move. Think of the vicious, exhausting court battle we'll prolong for months. Think of the enormous legal bills and time wasted. Think of the way we'll make our children choose which of us they love more. Think of the friends we'll lose and the gossip they'll share. Think of the size my belly will grow as I just stop caring. Think of the botched plastic surgery that'll symbolize your desperate drive to stay young. Just think of it. Think of the thousands of lonely nights of TV dinners and masturbation. Think of the chronic online stalking of old high school crushes. Think of the ugly, oh, you're leaving? I suppose you need more time to think. I'll be waiting here with this beautiful tungsten wedding ring. A life together. Just think of it. Thank you. My name is Jeff Cottrell, and catch me at Line Square Poets featuring in a couple of weeks, August 31st on Zoom. I'll put the info about that on the chat in a minute.
Jeff Cottrell is, this is just genius talk, man. I'm telling you. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Jeff Cottrell.
Jeff, that was fire.
Jeff, you're
That was so
already-
dope.
They're lining up to make you the best man for that one.
Yeah, that was so dope. Like my waistline is like relating to exactly. It's like think about your waistline expanding. I was like, Jeff, are you talking about me, Jeff?
Toast.
Love it, love it. Listen, the Starship is underway. I'm telling you, we are in motion this evening. Appreciate you, Jeff Cottrell. He said it's an honest poem. I mean, he said that, right? Said, think about it, watching our child grow, right? Think about the stretch marks you'll have. I don't know if you'll get smiles from women out of that, but listen, it definitely adds character to the divine feminine being that we exist in on this plane, or with on this plane. School hockey games, I love that, right? All the way out to what the kids are going to be doing, their therapy sessions, right? When we'll forget we loved each other in the first place. That right there, just going through the whole thing, right? Cunnilingus from my brother's trainer, right? But make our children choose which of us they love more. Damn it. That's so real. That's so real. Amongst all the beautiful laughter that you put in there, that shit hits home so hard. Thank you, Jeff Cottrell. Truly, truly phenomenal work that you always share with us. We truly appreciate you coming through. Shout out Pinky too. All right, coming up next, the Goldberg is in the building. Oh my goodness. Always, always love when this cat comes through, because his poetry always hits home in so many different ways. The one and only Alexander Goldberg is here. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online, Goldberg. Always great to see you. Take it away.
Find me online, Herbensky on Instagram, Alexander Goldberg 35 on Facebook. And I wanted to thank our host Elemen2al for giving us this great theme for tonight. And great performance by Jeff, great performance by Lizzie. And I'm looking forward to hearing all of the poets tonight as well. So this is my native tongue. The native tongue of our ancestors. of poets and designers, painters, of novels and the works of science, of theater, sports, and our defiance. It is the sharpest and the strongest. It has been banned by its opponents, but it survived through all these torments. It lives in songs. It lives in poems. It is the language of our parents, language of love, of our descendants. It has a melody injected. Nature and spirit are reflected. Our native tongue provides solutions. It's spoken during revolutions. Today, it's spoken in the trenches for future of cafes, adventures. It is the native tongue of heroes. The world knows how this famous phrase goes. Glory to heroes we're expressing. Language of peace, but it's a weapon. Language of endless possibilities. Language of our invincibility. Language of dignity and victory. In native tongue, we're writing history.
Oh my goodness. He did that. Unmute yourself, give it up for the Goldberg.
Yeah.
So great to see you back. That was wonderful.
No, you know, Goldberg, this is what I love every time he comes through. All right. He said it's the language of painters and poets, right? It has been banned by its opponents, of course, right? I'm reminded of the movie 300, right? When they were facing Xerxes, and he said, you know what? I'll cut out all the tongues. People won't even know that you existed, right? But it's folks like us, right, who are making sure that the native tongues continue to come through, despite whatever trials and tribulations our ancestors went through. Part of their living on is through the language, right? You said it's a melody injected, and nature and spirit are reflected, right? Like what? But the native tongue of heroes also. But you said it's the language of peace, but it's a weapon. Shit. So heavy, man. So heavy. The same words that you extend peace to, the same words that you commit war. Thank you, Goldberg. Appreciate you for coming through. An amazing piece. Always appreciate your energy. Whew. All right, coming up next, Daughter of Krypton is here, our resident superhero. This next poet continues to make ways and open doors for poets in so many different ways. The one and only Finn Bell is here, who I like to call the Daughter of Krypton. Unmute yourself, let the folks know where they can find you online and plug into all the incredible things that you do. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you so much, Elemental. Thank you, RMT. You could find me on Instagram. I am Finn_Bell. So I'm sharing an older piece with you guys. I put in the chat the English and Tagalog lyrics for the songs that are mentioned. So this piece is called We Were Once Queens. Ancestors, our sweet mother tongue, nourishment feeding my warrior spirit. Ancestors are a fierce battle cry. Ang bayan kong Pilipinas, lupain ng ginto't bulaklak, pag-ibig na sa kanyang palad, nag-alay ng ganda't dilag, at sa kanyang yumi at ganda, Dayuhan ay nahalina, bayan ko, binihag ka, nasadlak sa dusa. My soul yearns to reach up to the mountain tops and hear the goddesses and their gods sigh, rejoicing in my presence, cradling my thought in verity's sweet bosom. I am heard, I am seen, I am not the unknowable. I am here. The world does not hang below. We are celestial, discarded trinkets, the dimidicy of an afterglow. The old ones had wearied of our novelty. They have forgotten us. Or do they trample us underfoot still, gaiety crackled thunder as we hide our faces and flee? I am not the refuse to be swept away, a tedium. I am the native soil. I am not the one who does not belong. Before time, I fashioned the moon from the strands of my hair and captured her mate, the sun, to attend her. Before civilizations, I was the earth who split herself wide open and cried out, Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay, lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pa sisiil. I birthed archipelagos. I whispered zephyr lullabies to my children as they slumbered, and I called each of them by their names. Luzon, my beloved, we are strength of our descendants. Visayas anak, we will prosper and number in the millions. Mindanao, bunso ko. Remember whence you came from. Your blood spilled is Maharlika, the rose and azure of a sunset upon each pearl offspring in your wake. Ibon mang may layang lumipad, kulungin mo at umiiyak, bayan pa kayang sakdal dilag, ang di magnasang makaalpas. Pilipinas kong minumutya, hugad ng luha at dalita, aking adhika. Makita kang sakdal laya. Stranger, do not call me the displaced. Do not rape my daughters one by one until they tear the diadem from their head and forget their mother in a whitewashed madness. I will not be banished. The sky cannot hold itself aloft in my absence. I will not leave. The ground beneath withers as I uproot.
Yeah, we all just felt that too at the same time. Unmute yourself, give it up for Finn Bell.
That was like magic.
Finn Bell.
Wow.
And you forever
incredible.
make love to my mind.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
You like
Yes, Belle, that
absolutely
was awesome.
forever make love to all of our minds. You are so
Yeah.
beautiful.
He is.
Look, listen, the community will tell you, right? I don't have to sit here and exactly what I was thinking, you know, when this came up, is the importance of not only having a safe enough space for you to speak your native tongue, but for you to feel comfortable enough to speak it. And then have the nerve to sing it and sound phenomenal. Like, come on. You know, you mentioned the nourishment feeding my spirit, right? That is such a beautiful sentiment of how I feel about coming here every Monday to hear all of your work. I am heard, I am seen. Those things, you know, those are the components of songs that are timeless, right? I'm the native soil. celestial disregarded secrets. I mean, it's all about who we are and what we dig ourselves into the roots of. And you do it just beautifully. Thank you for sharing your native tongue with us. Song was beautiful. Truly appreciate you. Make sure you're plugging in with Fin-Bell and all the incredible things they do. From one hero to another. This is the only Jedi Master I know on this side of the sun. This OG continues to rock with us and blow our minds every time he shows up. The one and only Paul Skiff is here. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you, Jedi Master. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
Hey, hi, everybody. Thanks for you all being here, especially all you people I see here who aren't here every week. You know who you are. I'm so glad to see you here and speaking up. Thank you so much for being here. Fin-Bell, I don't know, I feel over-pleasured. I just have like 15 really short things. I'll try to just run through them all. I don't think any of them have anything to do with the theme. And these things are all based on cliches and turns of phrases and epithets. Awfully good complicates praise with anxious pleasure divided on ambivalence. So wonderful and scary collide in approval caught between trauma and joy. The next one is, you can't have your cake and eat it too, suggests possession will be robbed by appetite when ownership and gratification share the same selfishness. The next one is, food for thought lures inspiration to salivate for a comestible idea, like your brain behaves as a gourmet with a peckish input quotient. The next one is, the whole world is a stage, offers you in a perpetual performance that earns nothing but everyday drama. The next one is, inevitable fate is its own punishment. When you can run but you can't hide, has only paranoia as a sanctuary to escape into. The next one is, watch your tongue, encourages being outspoken to get cross-eyed. The next one is, the patience of necessity is lost in malicious urgency. Immediate results require when push comes to shove. The next one is, what you see is what you get contradicts appearances, can be deceiving, so hoping for more will stop wasting time. Naive optimism squanders on empty promise. The next one is, flashing skepticism as a virtue, too good to be true, trusts disbelief's advice that amazing is deceitful. The next one is, stop and smell the rose's nose. The only permission you need is self-respect. The choice of pleasure guarantees. The next one is, the rat race does not have a finish line. The next one is, shoot for the moon defies gravity, where the weight of optimism speeds across shortest distance between, nothing to lose, and go for broke. The next one is, with a pleasure that tantalizes, agreement sealed with a kiss, encloses mutual desire with the protection of being horny. The next one is, stuff that dreams are made of indicates oppressive domination from reality, may be more of an illusion than paradise is. The next one is, this will hurt me more than it hurts you, has victim envy. And the last one is, so uncertainty of life can keep patience. Sorry, I have a technical problem here. Let's see if I can bring this back. So uncertainty of life can keep patience with its feet on the ground. Don't count your chickens before they are hatched. Subtracts future optimism from present moments. Real disappointment. That's all the naked cliches I have for you today. Thanks again, everybody. And Elemental and RMT, you are a phenomenon for keeping this going so many weeks. I praise you, praise you, praise you, praise you, praise you.
And listen, man. This unmute yourself, give it up for Polsky.
Here come the mystic.
Oh, you are.
Whether
Incredible.
epic or concise.
I mean,
Oh, yes,
Words
yes.
in session.
That
Yes.
was awesome.
Man.
Constant ricocheting to the
stepping up,
brain.
Paul.
Like,
Stepping into some deep soul territory.
CC for real. Like, he did a Jedi mind trick on everybody, but it was real though. You know what I mean? It was real. Like, he also called them naked cliches. You know what, sir? I think you might be on to something. So make sure you write that down or go back and listen to what he said. Those are something I've never heard. First of all, people unplugging those, people unpacking those. And the fact that you are a ridiculously phenomenal poet makes them even more just pungent, right? Possession will be robbed by appetite. Like, your brain operates as a gourmet. What? Earn you nothing every day but drama. What? Come on. Paranoia as a sanctuary to escape into? Who says shit like that? Poets, I guarantee you they do. Immediate results require when push comes to shove. Listen, that is a phrase that I have heard so many times coming up in my life, right? When push comes to shove, you find yourself in some real shit sometimes. You know what I mean? But thank you. You always make sure that we're plugged in the most spiritual of ways. And then remind us that we're living here on this plane on terra firma. The rat race does not have a finish line. More of an illusion than paradise is? Come on. And listen, I don't know if y'all know how old don't count your chickens before they hatch is, but listen, if you don't know about that phrase, make sure you look it up. Appreciate you, Jedi Master. Always a pleasure. Coming up next, this gentleman, I continue to say, is the most exquisite writer I know. Continues to come through with his masterful pen in motion. The one and only lantern carrier is here. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Always great to see you, brother. Please take it away.
Thank you, my brother. I'll put it in the chat afterwards. Hand in hand we walked, hearts fluttering with anticipation. Give me a second, what happened there? Hand in hand we walked, hearts fluttering with anticipation. We were enthralled by the smile of moonbeams glimmering in the darkness. She turned suddenly and kissed my cheeks, an adoringly beautiful yet reticent Ghanaian girl, speaking in a native tongue of tree. Medo wo papa, she said, I love you very much. I am an ardent fan of my ancestral tongue and a sucker for love languages. Whether it's the romantic Yote Quiero Muchísimo, the sensual Dinokuda Kwazo of Shona, or the East African Kiswahili Nakupenda Sana. I was enticed by her seductiveness in diction, the melody of my girlfriend's intonation like poetry, like the metamorphosis of butterflies in flight, fluttering their wings with elegance and style. Medo wo papa, she repeated, as she kissed me again, and the night sky entered into my soul, hugging me with the beauty of twinkling stars and magical supernovas. I learned Spanish in my escuela, and while serenading my fiance on her mother's balcony, ahora mi esposa, I gave her a most beautiful plaque with an elocuente poema español grabado, an eloquent Spanish poem engraved which said, Te amo, hoy más que ayer, pero no tanto como mañana. I love you, more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. The cute, petite Chinese girl was tugging at the braids on her love. Ni hao, she smiled at me, and I responded with, Ami Tofa, Buddha bless you. The Navajo code talkers created an unbreakable code encoding messages in a phonetic tongue to include other vocabulary adaptations which were critical in Iwo Jima. Alan Turing, the English computer scientist, decoded the encryption of Enigma machines, forming the basis of AI. Harriet Tubman became famous on the Underground Railroad by using codes via dance, song, carvings, and disguise to free the enslaved and obtain intelligence for the Union Army. Arigato gozaimatsu, Harriet Tubman. Our ancestral griots communicated through poetry, songs, music, and dance, as well as drums, drama, cymbals, and guttural sounds. So we see here that native tongues has played a diversity of roles to include culture and elocution, evolution and intelligence, bewitching me into enjoying their romantic and alluring ways. Ishe komborera Africa, Gaizi mudzire zitarayo, Inzwa imite uroyedu, Ishe komborera ishu muriayo. London Carrier, thank you.
Oh, what? That gets listen. Oh, unmute yourself. Give it up.
This is next level.
Oh man.
This Monday night is next level.
I don't know how you
Monday night is next level.
I don't know how you tied the
Run with it.
Next level. Next
That's,
level. Come on. Come on.
I don't know how you tied the AI to the code talkers, but that's some deep shit right there.
Come on, CC, right?
Oh, wait a minute, I gotta finish this one. Lantern, what you did there is something real special, because it's like no matter how evolved and you know how high we go and how smart we go, that wisdom shit is older than we haven't been there yet, but it's already been done. And you did that with that line. That's some deep shit.
Thank you.
That's some deep shit.
See, listen, I told y'all from Jump Street that you are now rocking with the greatest community in the world. This is not just a bunch of people who are just in here hanging out. You know what I mean? These are people who love what we do. These are people that do what we do and appreciate each other for doing what we do. This is why we come here every week, week after week. This is 176 because we get to experience things like that. We've never heard that from Lantern before, but he was inspired by all of us. Listen, what was that? 5, 6, 7 different languages in there, Lantern? Like, damn, really? Really? Like, I think you might have touched almost every continent with that, man. It's like, the metamorphosis of butterflies in flight, right? So I learned Espanol in la escuela. Like, come on, man. Like, and then Buddha bless you, right? Using code disguised as dance, music. He mentioned Swahili. He mentioned Japanese. I love this community. Like, this is what y'all do. Like, I truly, truly love the fact that you all, or every single person in this room does a deliberate, beautiful job of scribing and just digging inspiration into your poems. You got to know that all of y'all are inspiring. Every single one of y'all, every single time you rip, you are inspiring. Thank you, Lantern. I told y'all, the most eloquent writer I know. All right. Let's see here. No problem, Michael Sandler. We will make that work. Coming up next, real quick, I want to shout out a couple of folks before we move on. Shout out the Garage Poets, checking us out on YouTube, plugging in, being active on the chat. We truly appreciate you for coming through. I saw Mia Aguilera. Love when Mia comes through. Appreciate you, Mia. JT Shannon in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. Professor Platinum, I see you. Always great when you're in the building. Truly, truly appreciate you. Melinda Lucas. One of these good days, Melinda. One of these good days. We gonna get you on this mic. Appreciate all of y'all for coming through. I take time to shout these folks out because they are not on the list, but they continue to come through and share their energy with us. It makes a difference, folks. Trust and believe. Coming up next, the man sitting in the darkness. And listen, I'm not used to this man in black right here, right? Like I don't know if I'm about to get some Johnny Cash out of this cat or what. But coming up next is our one of our resident musicians. This cat is always incredible, no matter what he shares with us. The one and only CC, our Chagra, is here. Come on, CC, let us know where we can find you. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
All right. I had an amazing week. I had an art opening, 3-day art opening. 54 artists showed in a town with only 1,300 people, and I had to live in the town to get into the art show. That's a little town I live in. So I'm going to take you all on a little journey here. We're going to go to the New Eurekan Cafe. The date was 7/29. And it was the first time that I played piano and then gave that CD with no voice to the one and only Ron, and then got up and sang to it. And I'm going to play that clip of that video from that night, and that's my contribution. So you're going to get the keys, but it's going to be a time lapse. And then I'll do this, just too much stuff that I had on a thing, but it's everything there. So that's in the chat. My Human Room Open Voice event that I do is I didn't do one in July for the first time in 2 years. I'm gonna do one on the week of my birthday because I was in Massachusetts, unbelievable festival yesterday, and I filmed so many nonprofits helping mental health. It was unbelievable. Oddball Magazine, my buddy Oddball Foundation did this amazing thing. So enough of talking. I'm gonna hit screen share and see if I can pull this thing off. So am I in? Am I going to make this happen? Is it happening? I'm going to have to get this out of the way. Where's my screen share? Can I get it? Can I get a screen share?
You got it. You should be.
All right, there it is. 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 Let me make sure I got the sound. Make sure I got the optimized clip. Hit the share button. You should see the one and only right there. I'm going to full screen, hit play, and it should go. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's you. Kelly is on deck. However, coming next to the stage, you heard this man bring us in. I think the second performer in this motherfucker. He's been recording the whole night. He's been supportive. He's been great. He actually won tickets to this event because he was attending the Puerto Rican's 3rd anniversary show online. And so he is an honorary guest. He is an incredible contributor to this community in every sense. Please give it up, y'all, for a returning performer, Cece Oshakwa, y'all.
Music's in. Yeah, music's in. Gotcha. Say less. I like looking at words. Okay. Ooh. So when I started picking up the piano again, because I love lyrics, I got into it. I stopped writing poetry and just started writing lyrics. I probably had like 6, 7, 8 new songs just in the last month or two. This is the one that got it. But it has a little thing at the end. It's called Forever Hums. Okay. And so at the end of the song, when you hear Forever Hums, you guys could do me a honor since this is live and we're not in little boxes. If you could come in with a hum, whatever you got to keep it rolling, and take it down and out that way, that would be a gift I'm asking of you. So we'll wait for the cue here. Life is only death, but not forever. Rivers only waters, not dry bones. You see, love is only
think that's it.
That was
Wow. Wow.
Henry Rollins
Wow.
actually like mellowed out.
He said life is only jet, but only for a short while. I was like, oh my God.
No, I can't play piano, but I can hum, CC. We should start a two-man band, man. We'll just travel the nation.
Umsters.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, I muted myself. My fault. That was pretty good, Michael Sindler, the humster, the humler. Listen, CCR Chagra, hearing you behind the keys is one thing, but hearing you on stage is something else. I can tell that you're a performer, right? And you have some pretty good instincts as well, as far as where you really get down. I always love when you get into singing mode, because you really put so much emphasis into what you do. And that makes all the difference in how it's received. And I think the more you get your piano chops back, the more your lyrics are going to evolve, because it's going to create more of a balance. Appreciate you, CC, for coming through and sharing that with us. All right, coming up next, our resident blacksmith is in the building. Mr. Lighthouse Writers himself, the one and only Michael Sindler is here. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Always great to see you, sir. Please.
Hey, yeah, great. Good to be here. And I will immediately put it upside down. Been doing that a lot lately. Lighthousewriters.org. Wonderful, wonderful resource for anybody interested in improving any part of being a writer or trying to figure out how to get your writing out there to the public. Highly, highly recommend. So I'm going to do a piece that sort of goes to the prompt and then do one that is just new. So I have something new, even though a few people have heard it. Okay, first one is aria. And the epigraph goes, I'm talking to the part of you that never speaks. Laurie Anderson. Every object on this planet speaks to us, reflecting back vibrations from each sound they encounter. Embedded in the rustling and flickering are songs and voices, great rumblings and whispers, caught but not collected. Each moment's movement, a new exposition. Even the crumpled bag of chips, its surface quivering like a pond's skin, repeats the stories with a plastic tongue. Deeper yet, all aspects of being, every subatomic particle rings and hums together, the true harmony through which the universe speaks to itself, to us, and to all else, leaving no doubt as to our oneness. What cannot be heard can be felt in silence. The finger hovering over the plucked string, tickled by rhythmic radiation. Every atom is ear and tongue, scribe and subscriber, every substance dancing to cycling series of rising, interconnected, incremental tones, blasting from the black mouth of the Big Bang. All notes and sounds, every chanted word and thought, an echo of primordial exhalation, every nerve and tissue, every growing cell, every crystalline formation speaks to all, listens to all, sings an open-ended aria of unity. Okay, and next I'm going to do a new one. And this is called In the Alley Behind the Blue Light Bar. I'm sharing a smoke with Albert Einstein in the alley behind the blue light bar, feeling the bumping beat of the bass drum on our backs as the worn wooden door reverberates. A sax squawk cuts like a saw through metal plate, Albert makes a joke I don't get the punchline to. He says not to worry, I will get it in time, that it's all relative. Yeah, whatever, Al, I tell him as the cherry on the cig glows red as a burning sun in the almost dawn sky over the all-night diner with blinking neon telling us to break fast, break fast. Al crushes the butt under his heel, shoelaces dangling. He's not the kind to care about entanglement. What was it you said you was working on, I ask. If I knew, I would tell you, he says with a grin. It's all theoretical. I tell him, I've got a gig on a moving truck, making a room in one house into a room in another house. It's kind of magic, ain't it? I ask him. Yes, I get that, Al laughs. Everything is magic if you look at it right or if you don't know how it's done at all. Either one messes up your mind. He pushes down on his unpinched fedora. It's cold out here. Let's get inside. Al holds the door and we snake back in through the hipsters and jivers and soldiers out on furlough hanging out at the blue light tonight. The trumpeter on stage blows notes that make your heart explode. You hardly need a drink, but Al is back before I know he's gone with 2 beers and 2 shots of schnapps. Whole hell of a lot of energy in here, I say, as I clink and drink and feel the burn. If you only knew, said Al with a grin wide as a slide trombone. Okay, thank y'all.
If you only knew, indeed. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Michael Sindler.
Yeah, Michael.
So good.
Oh, I truly, truly love when poets come through and do what they do, right? And again, I always say, again, Michael Sindler is our resident blacksmith, so his pen is always sharp. Regardless if he's sharing new stuff or older stuff, he just has a way of crafting his words. Like, it's kind of magic, ain't it? Right? Like, yeah. What cannot be heard can be felt in silence. Sir, that line is so next level. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Michael Sindler, for being such a phenomenal mainstay of this incredible community. Make sure you are plugging into lighthousewriters.org. This phenomenal poet would not be endorsing this space if it wasn't for a reason. So make sure you plug in. Coming up next, this amazing poet, author of the Chameleon Chronicles. You will also see this poet featured on this space very soon. The one and only Terry Rose Jertson, shout out to Jersey Trinity in the building. Come on, Terry, let these folks know where they can find you online. Always great to see you. Please take it away.
You can find me at Terry Rose Jertson on Facebook or The Chameleon Poetic on Instagram. Reading out of the book called The Calling. When I was in 3rd grade, approximately 8 years old, I was mandatorily required to attend church every day except Saturday. Children, as a rule of the day, were to be seen and not heard. I could not voice my displeasure or risk getting a beating with the belt for back-talking. Punishment was corporal. DCP&P did nothing back then. If I dare buck the system, having independent thoughts was always risky and never fully understood by my elders. As I grew, I learned about the holy order and thought perhaps if I was good enough that God would take me in and save me from my sin and the rest of the world, which seemed so corrupted to me at the time. I tried to be good. I did everything the nuns told me. I prayed hard. I meditated on God's creation, but not his word, because that was only for the highly educated priests who had the calling and could interpret all the symbolic and secret languages penned by the saints of God. I asked myself the question, could I be a saint? My family said no way. Why was that idea so far out there? Weren't the priests and nuns at one time someone's sons or daughters? Were they not human or transformed into something greater? I would not give up my quest. I wore the scapula. It was blessed. I was instructed that if I never took it off, I would automatically go to heaven. I told my mom when she asked why I would never take it off, but she seemed to be annoyed by my answer. My mom had a general annoyance with all things associated with the church at the time. She, for one, did not believe that we had to attend Catholic school. I remember my parents disagreeing about many things back then before the divorce. However, I knew I had the calling and nothing was going to tell me otherwise. When I mentioned this to the Holy Order, they didn't take it seriously. When I mentioned it to my mother, she just laughed and said, "No woman in this family could ever be a nun." She said I would not understand this until I was older. Ti amo.
Wow, Terry, go through with that. Oh my goodness. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Terry.
Terry. Yeah.
Terry, I miss you.
No, listen. I truly love when poets incorporate who they are and their experiences into their poetry. Because to me, it's almost like stepping into a time machine, right? Because you can actually now speak for that child, right? And so now you're actually speaking those things that your mind was trying to process at the time and actually able to come back and say those things, right? I love how you brought it in the beginning, right? There was a time, and I remember hearing this as well, children were to be seen and not heard, right? Like pictures on the wall, right? That was very, very big, right? I love how you said, having independent thoughts. Hey, that was a problem, right? You had to stay within the curriculum, stay dress right, you know what I mean? And then you made it very real, very human in there, Terry. You said, could I be a saint? I mean, were they not human? Like that's very beautifully tricky, because then you're knocking on the door of divinity. Like, oh, well, are they divine? Should they not be? You know what I mean? I love it. I love when we always test people's perceptions, and we go all the way up against the border of Pandora's box and continue to knock at it. I love it. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate you for plugging in and coming through always. Make sure you are plugging in with the Chameleon Poetic. Before we move on, I am going to pass it off to the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be. Ron, how you feeling this evening?
Vielen Dank, ich fühle okay. Guten Tag und guten Abend zu dem Montagabend Online Open Mic. So that was my native tongue.
Yeah, Ron, hell yeah, come on.
Okay, trying to add a little bit to this wonderful theme today. Yes, my native tongue is German, and it's so beautiful to hear so many native tongues today. What a great theme. Again, thank you so much, Elemen2al, for your hosting and for assigning these beautiful themes each and every week. One is really great. Hello, everyone. I am Ron Mark Thompson. I am one of the programs and operation assistants at the New Regan Poets Cafe, and I also work as the tech assistant in person in the cafe and online here on Mondays with Elemen2al. Also, Thursday night we have another online open mic, which is hosted by our executive director, La Brewer. And she also hosts our monthly Beatniks online show, which is a wonderful segue for me to start my slides, because if you missed Beatniks 2 weeks ago, or 1.5 weeks ago rather. It is streamed and recorded live every first Wednesday of the month. many of you know, we in New York just celebrated 50 years of hip hop on August 11th, and our Beatnik show 2 weeks ago was in honor of the 50 years of hip hop. So if you have not seen it yet, check out the video that we have on our YouTube channel, Facebook page, or Twitter feed. Also, as Elemen2al mentioned, we do have on-site programs in the cafe. Monday night on-site open mic hosted by Felicia, Kate, and Solpreme. Wednesdays, it's the Poetry Slam at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. When CP Mace comes to New York next week, I do hope that you can, make it to the slam. We look forward to seeing you there. I just got an alert that my screen share stopped, so I'm going to start it again. Here we go. So this is Wednesdays. This week will be hosted by The Bee. Next week will be hosted by J Rose. Friday nights, we have the Friday Night Slam with Jive Poetic, followed by the Twilight / open room open mic hosted by Chauvet. Elemen2al also mentioned we do have a showcase next week on Thursday, August 24th, 6 p.m. in the cafe on East 3rd Street. The band Mona Passage will be there, along with some pre-show performances, which include Cap, our program, also program and school workshops assistant. All right, I know it's probably not visible, but here we go. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to stop the share because it doesn't look like it's playing right now, but yes, we also have going on the blocks, what you call this, the block party on August 26th. Elemen2al mentioned it. I had the flyers here. Sorry that my other tablet is not working right now. But yeah, put it in your calendar. Saturday, August 26th, in person, outdoors, in front of the New York Poets Cafe, 12 noon to 5 p.m. We will have an open mic. We will have games. We will have a DJ. We will have things to do for families and children's. We will have vendors inside the cafe. If you are interested in either volunteering for us, or if you have merchandise or products or books to sell, you can also apply to be a vendor for us. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Just go to newregan.org/block party 2023. Again, I will put that in the chat. And you can be with us on Saturday or August 26th. And I will put all the other links as well in the chat. You can follow us on newregan.org and our social media handles. So apologies that the screen share stopped working. But let's get back to our open mic, because we have zooming in from one of the islands out in the ocean, which makes our open mic so international. And I think, Mariana, I believe I saw on your social media that even where you live and are zooming from, there are in-person open mics that you participated with, so that is always amazing, to see. And it looked like you had a great time there. So Mariana, the floor is all yours. Go ahead. Welcome back.
Thank you so much, Ron-Mark. That is true. And I wish goedenavond helemaal and bonne soirée tout le monde from the beautiful Dutch-French island of St. Martin in the Northeast Caribbean. I want to start the evening, this part of the evening, by, of course, sending out mine and I'm sure everyone's condolences to our great friend, our absolute pillar who is not here this evening. The warmest possible condolences to our friend Zomkonto. I love this topic tonight, native tongue, and I'm going to put in the chat a couple of very interesting books about the Navajo code talkers that I twigged to earlier on, but that is not the tongue that I'm going to speak to this evening. As our great friend Eddie Poetastic is also not here this evening, I'm going to try to hold that particular fort with a poem called Use Your Words. Use your words against me, baby, from your lips into my ear. Bruise me with your sweetest kisses. just the ones I love to hear. Maybe start a pillow fight. You take left and I'll take right, but only till you're close enough to hear me when I change my mind. Love to hear the way you're talking in our private tete-a-tete. I think I hear your passion knocking. Come a little closer yet. Just a little causerie, then a little confrontation. As we're getting cozy, we spark a happy conflagration. Late at night, turn down the volume. Every word I want to hear. Nothing you say can offend me. It's all in love's dictionary. With the right vocabulary, leave your signature inside me. You speak my tongue fluently. No need to translate it for me. Use your words against me, baby, but let your body speak for itself. Thank you.
Woo, channeling at Poet. That was quite interesting. I love it. I love it. You know, what an interesting time. All right, let me stop and let me ask everyone else to unmute so they can give you their flowers.
Girl, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
What a great last line.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm
Glad
down
you
with the
enjoyed it.
braille. I'm down with the braille.
Oh, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Mariana. I'm so glad you're here with us from St. Martin's, as you and Dee also reminded me correctly. And I'm going to want to make sure that we, the right, place. So thank you so much for joining us from there and adding your poem to tonight's lineup. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Mariana. And on that note, let us go to Dee. I hope I got the list correctly because I remember Dee and Michael Sindler switched. Dee, are you ready? Yes. Okay, I see the thumbs up. Good. Trying to do few multitask here all at the same time, but Dee, is good to have you back. Good to see you because we usually don't get to see you when you put your poem up. But so before you put your poem up, could you let everyone know where we may follow you? I know you have quite a few books out that we may buy, and then the floor is all yours. Good to have you back. Welcome back, Dee.
I don't have any social media accounts whatsoever at Thompson.
For some reason, I thought you did, but hey, we're still glad that we have you here. Guten Abend, Dee Allen.
This is a prose poem called What Better Gift? From Written Tales magazine. Each suburb has one dark-clad, sad-faced baby bat, driven to high school in a silver Toyota Camry, dropped off, petite shadow drifted past scornful teenagers. Girls' tongues wag, diss and slag, boys stare puzzled at her. Class scapegoat, bullied with a toss toad, landing upon a notebook on a desk with exquisite pen drawings, backed with loud laughter. School outcasts, confined to the bench, alone and sitting, face and spirit downcast, whilst children in white, athletic outfits and sneakers frolic through the gym, bouncing a white rubber ball, phys ed routine, then mass dispersal when the wall bell rang. Deserted. Social leper, lone silhouette drifted past scornful teens again, unseen. Left school for the bus stop, city bus sped, refusing to cease for one potential passenger. Social leper, forced to walk a street of fears. Car doors locked on sight. Poodles on leashes walked by senior couple, suddenly barked out their rage. School crossing guard raised her stop sign. Stop! being scary. Small girl at playground screamed, hid small face in both hands, women's faces registered an identical fright. Countless birds flee from the tops of trees and telephone wires. Garden tending neighbor in straw hat and gloves cast evil eyes at her approach. What better gift for a thin, dark-clad, sad-faced baby bat to have than a parent willing to go painting wrought iron fence, stone walkway, and the entire house black to support his own daughter's pursuit of happiness through the Gothic life. Faint sign of a smile of appreciation shown at the right time. What better gift, inspired by a 2017 television advert for the German hardware shop Hornbach. And a baby bat is a beginner in the Gothic subculture, usually between ages 13 to 19. From this mic to your ears, I'm D. Allen. Thanks for listening.
And that's exactly what D. Allen does every time he shows up. Unmute yourself. Give it up for D. Allen. D.
D. That was fire.
You know, D. Allen is such, he's such an amazing poet in the sense that he's the only poet that I know that adds footnotes to his poems, first of all. Secondly, he writes poems for people and he allows us to know who inspired the poems. I think that's powerful, you know, because a lot of times we create things on our own. We have inspiration that comes from different places, but we don't always share that inspiration with people. So thank you, D. Allen, for adding that little bit of information. It does really make a difference. And then it goes into, you know, the work of the poem, right? A social leper, like, you know, when you think about what that is, it makes complete sense with where you were going with the poem, right? Casting evil eyes, right? A dark-clad, sad-faced baby bat. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. All the way from the East Bay. Shout out, D. Allen. Appreciate you for coming through always. Before we move on, everyone unmute yourself. Give it up for Ron Mark Thompson.
Hey,
RSP.
You're very, bitteschön, vielen Dank. You know, you're all very welcome. You know, it's a pleasure to be here. And I'm sorry, my little techish, you know, I'm trying to make sure that everything runs smoothly in the background. But, you know, I also wanted to say that it is so amazing, you know, to listen to everyone here on Mondays. And not just today, but every Monday, because it is, you know, Elemen2al. It's not only, you know, like entertainment, but it is, you know, we know poetry is life-saving, but it's also educational, right? Because the themes that you give us, whether you do it purposely or it's, you know, all on the side, it's also educational for us. So thank you for doing that. Thank you, Elemen2al. Give it up for Elemen2al as well, everyone. You know, thank you. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate everything that this cat does. All right. Ron has a long commute in New York. It really is crazy, but he makes it work. He puts in the time. He always has the energy, always puts in the effort. This cat loves this community, and I always appreciate what you do, Ron. Truly. All right, let's keep it going, y'all. Coming up next, I see this poet already getting ready. Listen, I truly dig this poet, right? They moved from their vehicle in the sit-down mode, and now they're in full stand-up mode, and it is cooking. The one and only Kit Tay is here. Come on, Kit Tay. Let these folks know where they can find you online. It is always great to see you. Please. Take it away.
Hey, you can find me on Instagram under Kite_the Poetic Cat, and it's cat with a K. So I don't exactly have something on theme, but I do kind of feel like this is fitting. All right, so I'm just gonna get right into it. We walk on stolen land. We may not have stolen it ourselves, but it's up to us to pay homage for the lives lost and wreckage that's been dealt. We must make a stand to stop the violence that currently exists in the hands of both woman and man. Silence doesn't create peace. It invites in oppression that needs to be released. Otherwise, it invokes aggression and depression because we didn't speak and communicate what it is that we seek. Justice is what we need. The craving for equality brings me to my knees, praying for change. The unjustified crucifixion over skin colors fills me with outrage. How can you hate someone without even knowing them? How could anyone dislike another simply because they look different from their biological sisters and brothers? Those who stereotype and fear another just because they're different are fucking weak. It's apparent to anyone with the ability to see that they hate you because you're worth more internally than they will ever be. It's dishonorable and disgusting to see people treat others like they're some sort of mockery. When will society open up their eyes and realize that we all excrete the same color when it leaks out of us? But parts of society are more focused on dividing than uniting. If we are united, the government, they're scared. We're going to start fighting. And we are going to fight. We will fight standing up for what is right. The fact that some can only view people as mere bodies and not notice the spirit and soul within them should be deemed a type of disorder. It's the equivalent of wearing blinders, unable to see anything but what they choose to look at and believe, keeping themselves closed-minded because they refuse to go a little deeper than superficial means. An inability to analyze people for who they are because they're too busy looking for a flaw or scar. They view differences as flaws, and that's where they go wrong. Diversity is like a beautiful song that I love to sing along to, and I want others to sing with me too. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Come on, Kite. You better sing that song of diversity. Come on. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Kite.
Kite.
That was awesome.
Oh, gone. Yeah. Woohoo!
I hurt my fingers snapping so much. It was wonderful.
That's what I'm talking about. It's a contact sport. Thought you knew that. Poetry is a contact sport. Kite, from the jump, right? And I see as Lantern posted his listen. From the jump, right? We walk on stolen land. Like, come on. Silence doesn't create peace. I mean, could you get any more true? Like, could you ask for anything else from a poet but to give you truth? In the craving for equality, right? Unjustified crucifixion over skin color. Treat people like some sort of mockery. I mean, more focus on dividing, right? We'll fight standing up for what's right. You right. You're damn right. They're too busy looking for a flaw or a scar, and we're just worried about moving forward. Appreciate you, Kite, bringing all that heat to us. Truly, truly appreciate you. A couple folks, I haven't seen one, but I got a message. Madi won't be able to join us this evening, but sending Madi all positive energy. All right, they're dealing with some things right now. So make sure you're sending them love. Coming up next, sure you got your stuff strapped in tight. Let the church say, yeah, damn, this cat is ridiculously sharp. As Ron mentioned, he will be in the NY very shortly, so make sure you plug in. Shout out to Keeper of Concrete, the one and only CP Mays in the building. Unmute yourself. Let these folks know where they can find you online, Mays. Always great to see you, folks. Come on, man. Take it away.
It's good to see everybody else and hear great poems. I spoke to Zom like for the last couple of days. I just told him like a lot of people are sending him love through the chat, and you know, before they read their poems. So he's very thankful. He said he was trying to be here, but there's a storm outside and it's messing up his internet. That's the only reason he didn't come tonight. I started thinking about code switching, and at the time frame, I was in North Carolina after the Marine Corps. And in a time frame, the only respectable writers at that time were coming from the West Coast and New York. It was like the South just didn't exist in the world of writing, you know? So this is a poem about how we code switched and kind of got, you know, people to pay attention. Now we're Emmy writers and top of the world and national champs, but it took a lot of code switching to pull that off. It's called The Years 2006. You will never be able to buy me, but you can for damn sure borrow the bottom lines of these middle flip fingers. I can finance you 2 fuck yous at a hallelujah high interest rated us as a force to be fucking reckoned with. The year 2006. Too rich with character to be bought by anyone. A cluster of 20-something low self-esteems, a bunch of balancing act basket cases. We lubricated our longing for self-love by throwing back shot after shot of asphalt elixirs, self-medicating mixtures of hydrocodone, pain pills, codeine, X pills, beer mixed with liquor, mushrooms mixed with dry cereal. Listen to me carefully, motherfucker. I said we couldn't be bought by anyone. We rented out rooms in lions' dens without paying rent. Furnished figurative language with cigarette butts, and stranger, believe me, you are goddamn beautiful. Professors were dumbfounded by our use of fiction, viewing pimping promoters the same way we viewed pimping preachers and pastors as nothing more than a buffet collection plate of bastards. Don't you dare ask us if we believed in God. We knew him personally. Do you know how many meals I missed solely surviving off the words I spit, too often cracking smiles like pickable coffins, raising dreams like nightmares, raising up the dead. Pardon the I'm for the people posted up on my tongue, but why won't someone turn up the music in my head? I've forgotten which one sounds like God. Where were you when you last attended funeral services for your dreams? Wrapped in unemployment sections of newspapers, I'd rather punch a clock before slapping a snooze button. Dare any cop to cardiac arrest my heart for beating up Tom. There are ghosts slanging dope in your childhood. Pickpockets robbing your ambition from right underneath your nose. Fiends, crackheads, junkies are all dying to tell you love is the very first ever gateway drug, but you won't listen because the music's too loud in the house party of pity that's playing in your head. Your rib cage is a hole in the wall where your heart lays in fetal position. The lifelines in your hands are really frayed loose nooses of where what you hold on to seems to die from accidentally falling in love with yourself. It's trying to blackmail you again. It doesn't want you to run circles around your halo as if you just hit a home run. During our hangout late night sessions, y'all, we had killers and convicts holding conversations with tenured professors and religious studies theologians. We were anthropologists and fashion majors, high school teachers and sign language interpreters, self-employed businessmen and double majoring college graduates. We were restaurant waiters and servers and busboys and barbacks We were 3 a.m. late night drummer boys and left-handed guitar players, tap dancers and interpretive dancers, sultry soul singers. We were hippies and graphic design artists. We were classically trained in playing the piano and ballet dancers. We graduated from the Juilliard School of Music and the Juilliard School of Dance. We were exercise physiologists and part-time psychologists. And once a Marine, always a Marine. I am a coterie of diction defying a heaven of a hallelujah. We were high wire acts. We were concrete killers of the catharsis, the cement mixture killers of the page, the word art hidden in the word heart. We were code switchers, and motherfucker, we couldn't be bought by anyone.
Yeah. Damn. Unmute yourself. Give it up for CP Man.
Keep it
God
concrete.
Damn.
Woo!
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
I'm gonna need a minute. I need a cigarette. I don't even smoke, but I need a cigarette. I need a cigarette.
He reminds me of Andre 3000. I can't remember the exact award show. Andre 3000, because Outkast had won the award. And 3000 gets up there and he say, the South got something to say. That's all I got to say. The South got something to say. And it was at that, soon as he said that, it was like, oh, everybody's ears were open and then the floodgates were open. Maze, I've told you before, folks, you make people listen to what you do. And you don't let people off the hook in your poems. And then you just, again, I know the style. So, you know, you just kill them with it. You know what I mean? It just, too rich with character to be bought by anyone. I'll finance you too. that was just like, really? A buffet collection plate of bastards. Mushrooms mixed with dry cereal. That, all right. That takes me to Archer, Mike and Vikes. Punch a clock before hitting a snooze button. Facts. Funeral services for your dreams, right? Your rib cage is a hole in the wall. Rings around your halo. I mean, we're left-handed guitar players. We're graphic artists. We're Juilliard School of Music, dance, concrete killers of catharsis. Listen, shout out to all the vets. Shout out to all the Marine Corps brethren. Like, you know, it's something different. But you do a masterful job of bringing all of it into your work, CP Maze. Appreciate you. Make sure you are plugging in with Maze. That dude is phenomenal. All right. Coming up next is a new voice in the building. Please unmute yourself. I don't want to butcher your name, right? So please introduce yourself and tell us where in the world you are plugging in from this evening.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jason Candido. Thank you for welcoming me tonight. I'm broadcasting live and direct from the Bronx, BX.
BX in the building. Listen, we have been doing this 179 weeks, man. Where have you been? Look, you know what it is. You are now being welcomed into the greatest community in the world. You see how it's been going this evening. Let us know where we can find you online. Welcome. Please take it away.
Thanks so much, everybody. On Instagram, my IG handle is my name, Jason Candido. But I'll put a chat so you can see it and see it for yourself in person or in word rather. So I'm going to recite this poem, this piece that I wrote for a friend who passed away a couple of years ago, and I was inspired by him to write this. So I'll start. As I write this, trying to speak the language of the dead and buried, sitting lotus style on the floor like Buddha himself or Christ, when he prayed to be spared the cross, and God showed him no mercy. It is night. All things are asleep. It's finally a moment to be myself and not live everyone else around me except for myself. I should meditate or practice some mindfulness thing. That would be the self-improvement thing to do. But all I think about is having a drink or two or three or four. Nothing can bring you back, my friend. No drug in heaven or on earth. All it can do is bring me closer to you, wherever you may be. One step, one moment at a time.
Hold on, Jason. Hold on, Jason. What you just read was so horribly choppy. I would love for you to take it from the top to make sure that we all hear you clearly. Please take it from the top.
No problem. As I write this, trying to speak the language of the dead and buried, sitting lotus style on the floor like himself or Christ, when he prayed to be spared the cross and God showed him no mercy. It is night. All things are asleep. Silence finally. A moment to be myself and not live for everyone else around me, except for myself. I should meditate, I think, or practice some mindfulness. That will be the self-improving thing to do. But all I think about, my friend, is having a drink or two or three or four. Nothing can bring you back. No drug in heaven or earth. All it can do is bring me closer to you, wherever you may be. One step, one moment at a time. Where are you, I ask, looking up at a black sky of a frigid night. It has no answer for me, empty as the absence of color. Are you the moonlight evening? Are you the light now shining? Every morning when the sun rises, the light of midday, every living being can feel your warmth. Even when the day is cold and cool, burn out. What was always in you, free from life, which always seems to destroy life. Pour some out for those who are no longer with us. Wherever you are, you no longer need to depend on this shit. Like the rest of us down here, just to get through. Perhaps when you return, we could become friends again, do it all over, like the kids we once were. I will wait for you, like I waited for the other. Perhaps you're waiting for me, wherever you may be. Thank you.
Yo, little choppy at the end, but listen, man. Woo-hoo. Listen, y'all, unmute yourself. Give it up for Jason.
More.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
That was
Welcome.
awesome.
Welcome.
Just an audio thing. You'll be back.
Oh, yeah.
One of us. One of us.
Please come back, Tristan.
Listen. You hear that, right? You hear that, right? You may have heard some things that you may not be familiar with, but that's our way of saying, yo, man, you just up. And you in the BX. You got to be here every Monday night now, man. Every Monday, fall through. Sign-ups are on Sunday. Make sure you put your information in the chat so we can all plug in with you. Welcome to the greatest community in the world. Listen, I love self-centered poems because they remind me of exactly who you mentioned, of what Buddha did, right? He found himself sitting at the base of a great tree, recentering himself, right? Contemplating the world, trying to commune with nature and the things around him. And also, right, like you said, right, sitting lotus style, of course, but the things that you do bring me closer, right? You said, bring me closer to you. Are you the moonlight, right? I feel your warmth even when the days are cold. That kind of faith is unwavering. And all I ask that you do is continue on that path of your faith, because it will always pay off for you in a number of ways. Again, welcome to the greatest community in the world. Thank you for spending your Monday night with us. Again, you kind of fucked up, man, because you got to be here now every Monday. But you are seen, you are heard here. So we appreciate you for coming through. Coming up next, a newer member of our community. I have got a chance to experience this poet's incredible work in a couple of different spaces, and I am always grateful when they come back to hang out with us. The one and only Sri Lal is in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Great to see you. Please take it away.
Great to see you. Thank you, Elemental and RMT and all poets for being the greatest poets community on earth. This is Song of Radiance. This rain-trodden day at heaven's gate, I know no single jewel but a radiance in all things. Give up on sorrow's arrow, for the one you seek is now. The one you seek is you. Here at heaven's gate, you are radiant. The river stone, the tree frog, the willow are radiant. The cowherd is radiant. The gaunt wolf, radiant, knows not his own light, so he skulks and stalks his prey. His radiance is stealthy. The youth you are is radiant. The mother is radiant. The father and the friend, the brother, the sister, your kin in this realm are radiant beyond any sunfire or pale rising belly moon. The one who cries aloud and the one who speaks no word are radiant. The wanderer, the one who stays faithful to stone and ash, radiant. The ascetic of empty hand is the simplicity of light. In you lives one who cannot be known, but only experienced. So radiant is the one.
Okay, see, you getting me excited because that sounded so much like a damn Matrix poem. Oh my goodness. Unmute yourself, give it up for Sri Long.
That was radiant.
Matrix
That was
poem.
beautiful.
More.
What is real? What is real? Knows not his own light, right? Right? The mother is radiant. Your kin in this realm are radiant. Really? The simplicity of light. Thank you for sharing that warmth and that light with us this evening. I've said plenty of times, you know, fire is more than just heat. Fire is more than just destruction. It is light. It is warmth. It is a reminder, right? That even though the days are cold, sometimes there is a better horizon. There is a change coming. Your kin in this realm are radiant. That, to me, that just speaks as such a brilliant reminder of how important our family is. And I don't always mean the blood that runs through your veins, right? But I do mean the family that nurtures you and gives you strength. They are indeed radiant. Thank you, Sri Law, for hanging out with us this evening and sharing your phenomenal work with us. All right. Final six, y'all. Coming up next, I saw him. There he is. This phenomenal poet, author of Emotional Defibrillator, continues to come through and rock with us and rock the stage. The one and only Daniel Fernandez is here. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you. Always great to rock with you, Captain Flo. Come on, take it away.
Hello, I just put my link tree in the chat. So for today, I'm actually not in theme, but I have some new shit that I just had brewing in the background for a little bit. More like a story, but we'll see how it goes. It's called Hey Son. Hey son, it's been a while. I know that you don't want to speak with me. It's been years since we last spoke. I didn't have the audacity. There's a million reasons why I'm here, and yet I can't pin one specifically. So sorry if I'm wrought up. Demons attack me this early. I was out of town this weekend, but not as a business trip. I wanted to clear my head, and it feels the need to resist. My life has fallen apart and there's nothing that I can fix. I lost control ever since your mom and I split. It's been over a decade, so you must be pissed. I didn't just run away, I became an addict. Drugs and alcohol, I kinda just quit. Of course, that's no excuse to flee like a fish. I love you, son, from the bottom of my heart. Don't blame my absence for leaving an unpleasant mark. You are extraordinary, candid, and smart. I have to admit, I didn't do my part. I gave up after I lost my job in Wall Street. Your mother and I argued, so my patience was reached. She was worried about the house and the food that we would eat. My head became a turbine and my thoughts would repeat. I accepted defeat and the pressure increased. Life always has something to teach when you're stuck in concrete. I was moving backwards and then your mother filed for a divorce. I was already dead, but now she's playing with my corpse. She kicked me out of the house, threatening me about court, trying to embezzle everything I worked for practically by force. She filed a report and a restraining order for support. God knows what her intentions are. She's finding options to explore. Ruined my life and considering that a reward. I lost my finances like a shell at the shore. Your mother is looking to take more as I ponder what I can actually afford. If you don't believe me, go straight to the source. Life went on and our time together vanished. I didn't want to rot in prison over a foolish conflict. I bought you presents, but your mom probably threw out the gifts. I tried to make amends, but I can never convince. I drove trucks every day, which made it hard to focus. You were with your mom, so of course you never noticed. I almost killed myself because of highway hypnosis. Maybe it's your existence that gave my life some purpose. As a father, it hurts to be miles away from you. I wanted to grab your attention more than those rhetoric cartoons. Your mother loved the money and I was accused. We had to part ways after her documents were approved. Just last year, I suffered from psychosis. My mind went ape shit and I was at my lowest. I was alone with no one to assist. I cut my wrist and fell, almost fracturing my hip. I wish I was home with you in a house made of bricks. You were 5 when I left, so there's not much to reminisce. I would bend the rules and be somewhat strict. Your mom had other plans, I guess if the shoe fits. Living is as ironic as a dime a dozen. One day you're happy and then things change all of a sudden. I lost my case without a proper discussion. There was nothing that could be done. She pressed all of my buttons. Sometimes I go home destroying a $2 muffin. Weeks roll by and I'm just as oblivious as a concussion. She was adding insult to injury, trying to make a point like a simile, setting the present on fire while neglecting our history. I'm observing but choking on sympathy. Sometimes silence is the most powerful scream. Distance may seem painless, but for me, it was extreme. It can twist my gut and manipulate my self-esteem. I just hope that you don't hate me because I was always on your team. I love you, son. The world gets colder as you age. We obey the law and get lost from our mistakes, stay trapped in our minds, unable to escape. And when we do, there is always a reason to be afraid. Just put yourself out there like in real estate. Open your third eye before tranquility becomes a chase. Sharpen your focus before you start feeling betrayed. Using wisdom like a balloon that your lessons inflate. I wish I can hug you and let happiness be embraced, but no, that chance was gashed by an obsidian blade. Here I am, sitting futile by your grave. When I found out, my heartbeat had a delay. Maybe it's my fault since I never put in the time to pray. At age 20, you killed yourself while your mom was away. If I never walked out, I might have been able to persuade, but no, I have to deal with the reality of it every single day. Thank you.
Man, you're evolving into such a magnificent storyteller, sir. You gotta know that. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Daniel Fernandez.
Daniel, that's
right,
some good
poet.
territory, man.
Wow.
I'm so glad I'm here to hear
That
that.
was really, really good, Daniel.
I don't know where you learned to
Thank you.
levitate, but
Thank you.
you gotta hover above that poem. That thing don't land.
Dedication. Listen, man. First, appreciate you for sharing that new shit with us. Second, I always love the energy you put into your poems. I love when poets have their flow locked in. Damn it, Captain Flow, and yours is locked. And you do it. You continue to do it. You continue to come through, and you continue to tell real stories, right? There's so many parts of that poem, man. So many parts just hit home in so many real ways, right? ruining my life and considering that a reward. Ah, man, listen, don't get me started on that shit. My head became a turbine, right? Life always has something to teach when you're stuck in concrete. Fucking right. If you don't believe me, go straight to the source, right? My mind went ape shit and I was at my lowest, right? This is oblivious as a concussion. What? To the point like a simile? Use the wisdom like a balloon? Listen, man, you continue to come through, really. And I dig how much you're digging into your writing even more because all the work that you're putting in is coming out fantastic, man. Really. Appreciate you, Captain Flo. Make sure you are plugging in with Daniel Fernandez and getting emotional defibrillator. That dude does it for real. Final four. Let's go. Coming up next, newest member of our community. Shout out Concrete Generation. This cat came through last week and just listen. Just came with all of the heat. I said, this is how you show up and show the fuck out. Sidekick is in the building. Come on, man. It is great to see you back. Let the folks know where they can find you online. You know what it is. Take it away.
What up, y'all? This is Sidekick. If y'all want to keep up with me, too bad, I'm too quick. No, I'm just waiting. My name is Sidekick, and I'm oh too quick. I'm the one that jumped over that candlestick. I'm coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina. It's great to be with y'all tonight. Tonight I've got a piece for y'all called Stop the Backup. Learn the rules like a student, break them like a master. I've been breaking under the truth of this my whole life. I study like a jackass, try to jump ahead, look for the short uppercut in hopes that I won't be shortchanged again. I've tried to teach things I haven't learned yet, like forgiving yourself. Read half distracted with thoughts on my acceptance speech for the dissertation on the brilliance of my perspective. I keep humility filed away just in case. Briefly break the glass confidence in an emergency, but my bifocals always come back together in broken shards of dandelion shades, hues of humor. Dropped out of school so hard I got all the knocks. I limp everywhere I go. A show of hands for all who have reached one out to me would be enough to blot out the enlightenment. I am a worm when it comes to books. Try to crawl across the pages, shrivel back into the dark. I feel the chill of the spine of these books, believing these things may hold something I need, but I can't get the words to stay in line long enough to decipher the sounds, yet alone the meaning. These hieroglyphics may hold a conversation that can't be had any other way. I just want to be in the room with the great thinkers and ideas. Your reading level must be this high if you want to ride the intellectual roller coaster of word combinations. Dyslexia is a way of saying, boy, you better find another way. It's a locked door to the cafeteria, the effort of a copycat. You probably know the difference between FRENS and FRIENDS. However it's spelled, I want one. A high school diploma looks a lot like Mount Olympic gold full metal jacket. I placed prayer coins into vending machines instead of well wishes, did the pokey hokey, and have never stopped turning myself round and round. Wanted to backpack across Europe and only made it to Martel Beach in Charlotte, North Carolina. Went down south following the signs that are all French to me. I could not read, so I mockingbird what I heard, and Ekes Leaf Furio, Ekes Leaf is Ilance tu les affaires les Américains, un, quoi, deux, trois. They said this is South America. Well, yo no habla español, yo cuerpo habla suficiente. Can't remember if it's Pelia or Baila, but whatever it's called, it kind of looks like this. In Samoa, I think it's Ote Alafa Ate Oi, and it looks like this. Afrikaans, Ekes Leaf Furio, Shabbat Shalom, y'all. You are my mishpaka. Guten Tag. Good day, mate. Kia ora. For you Americans, up what's what's up, I don't always get it backwards. Hypocrisy is putting on different faces to look like what they want you to be. Code switching is saying the same thing in different languages, or real recognizes real, or if the Lord don't come and the creek don't rise, y'all are welcome to come by my house anytime you want. You can call me whatever you like, just don't call me late for dinner. It's New Eurekan. Mi cuerpo is Americano. Mi corazón is Latino. It's some days I'm worried I'm more bipolar than bilingual. I'm illiterate in multiple languages. For good in teachers' tensions, placing hooky flying colors play, flying colors hooky placing play, playing hooky with flying colors, getting passed by others with their thinking caps on. I always get it backwards. So when I write uvoy, yeah, you will need dyslexia or a mirror to see uvoy eli. I was trying to say I love you in whatever language. I love you. Thank you.
Shit! Unmute yourself, give it up for Sidekick!
Yeah.
How am I supposed to follow that? That's not even fair. Like, how am I supposed to follow that? That's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair.
Good deconstruction.
Oh, the descendant of concrete has arrived. First and foremost, I appreciate the tenacity. I appreciate the monster that lives in your spirit for what we do. And I appreciate you unleashing it. From the jump, he talked about rules and he said, I will break them like a master. Fuck out of here. Like, really? Really? Try to teach me things I haven't learned yet. The dissertation on the brilliance of my perspective, right? I was kicked out of school so much, I got all the knocks. Come on. He said he got all the knocks. May hold a conversation that can't be held any other way, right? Gold coins into vending machines, a mockingbird. I mockingbird what I heard. I couldn't read the signs. Real recognize real, man. Like, I'm more bipolar than bilingual. I'm illiterate in multiple languages. Man. Appreciate you, Sidekick. For real. Make sure you keep coming through, man. That energy is definitely felt and definitely appreciated. For real. Shout out, Concrete Generation. Final three. Let's get to it. Coming up next, you heard her recently saying, I don't know how I'm supposed to do that, but listen, you're going to do it in the way that you do it. And hopefully we get some of your native tongue on the way. The one and only Idiunga is here. It's been too long. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Please take it away.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. Good night. Good night. Good night. You can find me at IE2 Adorn on IG. I am Phenomenal Woman New York. I'm repping myself all day, every day. Thank you to the entire community for such a beautiful prompt. Like, seriously, like, it's so important for us to remember that the reason why we are poets is because we're connected to the word. And for me, like, being connected to the word literally comes as a part of like my culture. So you were talking about fire a little bit earlier. And well, before you also see fire, you also see smoke. So I wanted to sage and give a little cleansing. And then of course there's the light as well. and to kind of sing one of my favorite childhood songs, and I'll translate it afterwards to you. So it's Obong Sosongo Domo Kideri Wood Sumikbat Yeye Kayara Wo Namde Obong Sosongo Obong Sosongo Domo Kideri Wood Sumikbat Yeye Kayara Wo Namde Obong Sosongo Obong Sosongo Domo Kideri Wood Sumikbat Yeye Kayara Wo Namde Obong Sosongo. And pretty much it's a song that basically gives praise. It's a praise song that gives thanks to the Lord, from the top of our hair strands to the bottom of the soles of our feet, that without him, none of us and nothing could be possible. And so through him, all things are also possible. I wanted to take the time to just come here tonight and to bless everybody and to really thank you for the opportunity to be able to share my native tongue again with you. Thank you. Sasango.
Oh my goodness. I told y'all, greatest community in the world. Unmute yourself, give it up for Idiongo.
Gongo, yeah.
It was so good to meet you guys.
That was amazing, Young. I'm so glad you're back here. We missed you.
Energy in this room is something that you can't get anywhere else. This is again, this is why I love our community. This is why I continue to say it's the greatest community in the world. Idiongo, thank you for sharing your culture, your voice, and your childhood with us in your native tongue. Like, there's so much beauty in that. Like, think about the songs that we've heard this evening thank you. Thank you for the sage. Thank you for the song. Thank you for the translation. Thank you for the energy. Truly, truly appreciate you. And like the community said, it's been too long. Make sure you find yourself back on Monday as often as possible. Appreciate you. All right. Down to the last two poets of the evening. Keep your energy up. Let's get to them. Coming up next, this gentleman always comes through with all the gusto. You've been hearing his voice all night. Love, absolutely love when he comes through. The Magus is here, the one and only Gustav Salas. Come on, Gustav. Let the folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you. Take it away.
Thank you, Elemental, RMT, and beloved poets. I'm Magus 801 MAGUS 801 on IG. Give me a follow. Let's start some good trouble. I have a secret coded message to start off with. This is to Lantern Carrier. U končite výstup a nástup, dveře se zavírají. And now I'm going to do a poem called L'absurdité franglaise, une amuse-gueule. Plutôt, je dirais, fous le camp dans le marais, l'emmerdeur, tu me fais chier, va te faire foutre avec ton plié. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? Je te connais quand même pas. Ferme ta gueule, espèce de con. Je n'aime pas du tout le ton, mais changez donc le poisson. Je t'adore de toute façon, non pareil dans l'espace, tout perdu ma sagesse. Fais gaffe à toi avec la classe, personne ne prend ta place. Mange maintenant le foie gras, excité dans mes bras, dans mon cœur tu vivras, pour toujours juste comme ça. Ça plaint pour moi, ça plaint pour moi, ça plaint pour moi, moi, ça plaint pour moi. Thank you.
Oh, listen, and then he just does it so damn flawless too. Unmute yourself, give it up for Gustav Solid.
Gustav, you just keep pulling out the new shit in a new voice. That's some native sounds to my ear.
Like, listen, this is and listen, thank you, Gustav. You you remind us of the beauty in the rhythm of language. Oh my goodness. It's almost like you can conduct it, right? Like an orchestra. The rhythm in it. Once you tap into that natural rhythm of language, that's when it just starts flowing, right? Gustav, that poem, it's magical in the sense that you have all the energy and emphasis and rhythm that goes and that lends to the beauty of the language. It's just amazing. Thank you, Gustav. And you know, what a fitting night to do it, right? And then to do it the way you do it. Damn it, Gustav. You're pretty damn incredible. Thank you for coming through and hanging out with us. Make sure you are plugging in with the Megans. All right. Coming up next. Oh man. Man, listen. What can I say about this poet, man? A 100% genuine dope ass person. Also the author of a new book. Make sure you are plugging in. This poet is just something different, man. The one and only Tabs is here. Come on, Tabs. Let the folks know what it is. Always great to see you. Take it away. Hold up, Tabs. I can't hear you yet. Hold up. No, still. Hold up. We got to make sure we get Tabs in here. Hold up. Trust and believe. You know, listen, we've been here. We gonna make sure we get to you, Tabs. We still can't hear you, but we gonna make sure we get to you, Tabs. I don't know what's going on, but we gonna get there. Look, all of this, right? For every single poet who came through this evening and shared your native tongue. It is not easy to carry the weight of ancestors or culture, especially when you're not in that space where it is spoken on a regular basis. Sometimes that makes you an outcast because you may be the only person around that speaks that language. Even if that's the case, please make sure you keep it. It's important for you to speak what you know and what you believe and how you feel your ancestors wanted you to feel about taking that language and making something more of it. That's what this is about. It's about bringing us here. It's about bringing us to this point with all the things that we need from then to now. So I appreciate all of you. Tabs, we will come back. Listen, we're not going to go nowhere until we get it right, Tabs. But I do see Swan in the building. I'm gonna unmute you. Just because, listen, this poet, no matter what they decide to share with us, I'm sure we need to hear. Shout out to their other half, the razor blade that razor blade shaved with. So this would make this next poet the laser that sharpens the razor blade that razor blades shave with. The one and only Black Swan. I mean, come on now, you know what it is. Take it away.
Hey guys. Oh wow, thank you so much for that intro, Elemental. I apologize if you can hear other things in the background. I'm very nervous because I just wrote this song as I was cooking dinner for my boys. And I'm going to, you said the next time I see you, bring the new stuff. So this is a new song. I just wrote it, literally, I just saved it 5 minutes ago. So bear with me, and I hope you enjoy. I know it's hard from where we're standing, my love. The sands of time are charging us at sea. The bandwidth of our love is getting slower. Not too much time these days for melody. We've fallen quite a bit, sorry. We've fallen quite a distance from 3,000. The turbulence is much too much indeed. But if we climb together in the rope that is tethered, I'm sure we can make it, you and me. So let's build an ark, one that is sturdy. Let's build an ark, one that's not too wordy, one that's made of music, love and poetry. Let's build an ark, one that floats in the light and in the dark. But if life gets in the way, and if the shore charges us at bay, if the light gets too dim and the taxes us at whim, la-di-da-da, la-di-da, la-di-da-da, da-da-da, let's build an ark, one that's sturdy, yeah, let's build an ark, one that's not too wordy. Let's build an ark that's made of music and love and poetry. Let's build an ark, one that's made in the light and in the dark. Thank you.
Oh, God damn it. Unmute yourself, give it up for Black Swan.
That was
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Words
I
of
love your
Elemental, that's what
voice.
I'm
Great
talking
job.
about.
Let's build an ark. Yes, let's do it. Let's build
And
that
the
ark.
vulnerable beauty, it just doesn't get any more precious than just being raw and naked and giving it what you got. That's beautiful.
Y'all make me a gushy mess over here, man. Really, y'all do. Y'all make me a gushy mess. Swan, thank you for first of all being to go back to what Idianga said, bringing it forward to Black Swan being phenomenal women. So thank you for that. Black Swan does a lot of things. She's a lot of things for a lot of people. And if you heard what she said, she was finishing the song while making food for the babies. Like just phenomenal in so many different ways. Not too much times like these for melodies, right? Falling quite a distance from 3,000, right? Let's build an ark, one that's made of music, love, and poetry. Listen, wherever that ark goes, some people might even think it's a Tom Joyner cruise, but wherever that ark goes, trust and believe, I want to be there. I want to be there because that's really where it is, right? Those three things, right? Those three things will lead you to a horizon that blossoms in the most beautiful ways. Thank you for coming through. For everyone who has sung to us this evening, for real, like I really can't thank you enough for that energy. Truly appreciate you, Swan, for taking time to come through and rock with us. Thank you. All right, y'all, we have reached the closer. Tabs, I told you, we're going to get this right. Come through, the one and only Tabs in the building. So much love for this poet, trust and believe. Come on, Tabs, you know what it is. Close us out. Ah, come on. Still can't hear you, Tabs. It still can't hear you. Come on. Ah. All right, Tabs. Damn it. Listen, Tabs, come back next week. We'll put you early on. If you can make it. If you can make it, make sure you slide through. Damn it. Damn it. Hey, we don't get a chance to hear you, Tabs. Ah, hating that. Shout out Dark Man Blues in the building. Listen, I got a chance to hang out with Tabs. We went to the Met. Listen, did so many things around New York City. Appreciate you, Tabs. One of the dopest people I know under the sun. Shout out also Isaac Collins and Mia Samvaskaskis. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I apologize. Dark Man Blues also in the building. Mama Flo. Shout out Mama Flo watching on YouTube, plugging in. Listen, to every poet who touched the mic this evening, your energy is so magical. Your energy is so powerful and magnetic. It is my pleasure to host y'all every single Monday night. And again, y'all give me life every single week. So thank you for continue to come through. We are going to end the night like this. Until we meet again, may this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Monday night with y'all. Until next week, y'all. Peace.